I didn't want to be a big towing company. I wanted to be a small father-son shop. I say that now. We have 22 pieces of equipment now, but.
My dad started towing in 1995, so I've been riding with him since I was 2 in a car seat, and I've seen and done a lot with him. All I ever wanted to do was drive tow truck, and that's everything I know is that. One day, my dad came to me, he's like, "Do you want me to buy you a tow truck?" I was like, "Yeah, of course, let's do it."
He just kept getting more work, and that's part of the reason why we are where we are here now, is because of Seth's effort in getting new business. My name is Steve Vroma. I'm with Grandville Towing. I am the owner of the company.
My name is Seth Vroma, and I am one of the owners of Grandville Towing.
When Seth was growing up, he was always in a tow truck with me. I was a single dad. Seth was in the passenger seat many times, in a car seat, middle of winter, out working. When it came graduation time for him, we talked and just decided that was a good time to open up Grandville Towing.
Growing up in the business was fun. I was born in 1993. My dad started towing in 1995, so I've been riding with him since I was 2 in a car seat, and I've seen and done a lot with him. He's taught me everything I know, and I remember as a kid growing up, for show and tell, I would have my dad bring in the tow truck just to show everybody, and that was the coolest thing in the world to me, and all I ever wanted to do was drive tow truck, and that's everything I know is that. So we started the roadside company where we were just doing lockouts, tire changes, jump starts, gas deliveries out of the back of a Honda Accord. And one day my dad came to me, he's like, "Do you want me to buy you a tow truck?" I was like, "Yeah, of course, let's do it." So it's been a journey.
In the beginning of our business, obviously we started out with the service vehicles. When we went to purchase our new first tow truck, my wife's grandfather gave us a small loan to put down on a tow truck. My grandfather passed away 2 years ago, but he was very, very proud in what he helped us start. So Grandpa really liked what was going on. Once we got a couple tow trucks, we hired more people and continued to still revolve, try to keep our circle around. The main goal we had here was to keep this a family business. We started out in Allendale, Michigan. We were the AAA provider for Allendale area for roadside service calls, lockouts, tire changes, jump starts. We did all those service calls in a green Honda Civic. Once we retired the Honda Civic, we moved on to a Chevy S10 to do the service calls. We did that for about 5 years. After we stopped doing just service calls, we transferred over to doing towing and wrecker work. Still out in Allendale, Michigan. Once we moved out of Allendale, we went to Jenison, to our first location there, rented a building there, and then after Jenison, we moved to our Grandville location, which is where we're currently at. We've been there for about 7-8 years. With that came this location that we're at here at Spanky's Collision. We rent their impound yard and a front office here. And then just recently we took over the old Mars towing location on Lake Michigan Drive in Standale. We rent from Doug's Auto Body there, and that was within the last 4 to 6 months.
I am Alicia, and I am Steve's wife. It was tough in the beginning. I was pregnant with Dallin when we started it, and lots of long nights waiting for him to come home. And when we first started it, he was also working full-time, so managing a repair shop, and then doing this kind of on the side. And then so he'd come home from work, and sometimes for us to be able to hang out, we'd hop in the car and go do service calls. He has definitely put in a lot of hard work. Super proud of him for everything that he's done and the growth that he's had, with the company. He started it from nothing.
I'm Cora Vroma. I'm Steve's daughter and Seth's sister. It was busy all the time. I think my dad was just trying to maneuver how to have a business and family at the same time, and how do you work both and make both happy. He's been growing this business for years and years and years, and now finally kind of seeing it be at this kind of peak moment. It's been very surreal. And I think like I'm just very proud of, he just never stopped. And I think his passion again behind doing it has always been just trying to put his family first and like always putting us first, and by means of like making sure that the business is successful and that he's creating a legacy for us that will continue on. And so I think that's what I'm most proud of, is he's done the work to like really make the business flourish, but also on the back end, like making sure that we feel secure as a family.
I continue to push forward on this business for number one, for Seth. This is his company. He's one of the best operators I've ever met, which obviously with him riding in the truck as a kid, he's seen everything.
I've been riding with him my whole life, so I've learned everything I literally know from him. So I've grown to do everything his way, and when he says he wants something done his way, that's the way you do it, because normally it's the right way.
This is what Seth knows. I mean, Seth has been around tow trucks and stuff since he was a little kid, and I remember when Seth was little, he was always talking about wanting to drive truck with his dad. And so to start the company and them to be able to do it together has been really great.
Seth's always been like wanting to be part of the business. He's always wanted to be in my dad's footsteps and like always wanted to follow suit with what my dad did. And I think it's really cool. Like even when we were kids, my brother learned how to drive. Like when I swear he started driving when he was like 6. So it's really cool to like see him go from being a kid and like being my brother to like growing up and like finding himself through a career that he's always been passionate about. I don't think everyone gets to do that. I think a lot of people, like when you're young, you have these ideas and these dreams, but then they kind of float away as you get older. I think my brother's just always stuck to that. Like he's always wanted to be involved and follow my dad, but also do something that he loves. And it's really cool that he's gotten to do that and create that in a partnership with our dad. So
Seth continually went out and got more work. It's not what I wanted. I wanted less work. We were busy, we were doing just fine. Seth said no. He knew so many more people and all the accounts, and he just kept getting more work and more work. And that's part of the reason why we are where we are here now, is because of Seth's effort in getting new business. I'm very proud of Seth. He, you know, as a young punk kid, 18 years old, starting in this business, he had an attitude, a little chip on his shoulder, kind of a know-it-all in the beginning. Now he's 30, 31 years old, and he does know it all. He knows a lot. He learns every day, but I could not have done this without him. His experience and his knowledge and what he's learned has been amazing for this company. He looks at things differently than I do, which is not always great. We argue, we fight once in a while, we make each other mad or upset once in a while, but at the end of the day, we come together and make a good decision between the both of us and do what's right for the company.
Favorite part of the business is just the freedom my dad gave me, allowing me to just kind of grow from nothing to something. At the end of the day, he's more of, nowadays, he's more of just the money guy, so he just lets me do my thing, and I get to explore all the new stuff, and he watches and just claps in the background for me. I'm the guy behind the scenes just pushing for new things, police contracts, sending out emails, calling the right people. Just as of recently, we got the Kent County rotation. We're on there. That's huge for us. I got us Ottawa County a couple years ago. I'm kind of just the guy that does all the grunt work of doing that stuff, bothering people, sending emails, calling people, just nonstop. Some of the biggest challenges is kind of a hothead. I've had to learn not to be, because drivers will upset you, accidents will happen, damage claims will happen. Some stuff is just unpreventable. You have to kind of just brush it off your shoulder and move on. Other than that, the revolving door of drivers. Good drivers are hard to find. Luckily, we have a really good crew.
I think for my brother, I'm most proud that he found something that he's passionate about and wants to do. Like a towing company is such a specific thing that finding someone that wants it for the long haul, like I'm proud of him for being able to step into that and see that that's the space that he gets to hold and create. And the relationships that he's built because of that and because of his passion speaks volumes to his character. And I think that's what makes me the most proud, is he's been able to find his voice and what he wants to do and how he serves people through the business. And that shows just in the way that he takes care of customers. If something comes up or someone can't pay for something, or whatever the case may be, like my brother is definitely the one to be like, we're going to work with you on that, and we're going to figure it out.
What makes Grand Valley Towing different from other companies? Just going above and beyond. Our shop accounts and our customers are our main business, so we really have to take care of them. And obviously, as a family company, we just try to make, our customers family as well. So
our main purpose as far as running the towing business is to make sure that our customers are 100% satisfied. We want to get to them quickly. We want to give them good, friendly service. Our business revolves 100% around that. We're not worried about the money. We're not worried about the income. Our main focus is, and I've always believed in this, worry about the money and the revenue last. Focus on taking care of your customer first, because the money will come with it. Giving good service is the number one thing you have to focus on. Not everybody's doing it nowadays, and if you give this guy service, he's going to tell somebody, they're going to tell somebody. Word of mouth is everything. I truly focus on making sure the service, my guys are handling customers properly. If they're not, we address it, we talk about it. We have meetings regularly to go over these type of things, to discuss how we want our customers taken care of and what our expectations are of the employees.
My name is Wayne Coops. I'm the accounts manager at Grand Valley Towing. So I've been with the company for a little over 4 years. I think what makes Grand Valley Towing a lot different than other towing companies is we all have the same values. We want to do the right thing. In today's society, it's kind of hard because everybody just wants to do whatever and just get away with bare minimum. And at Grand Valley, we always try to have good core values. We try to do integrity, do the right thing. We try to, give good service, because for all of us, we agree that in the world, good service is something that's definitely lacking. And I think for Grand Valley, that's one of the key components that has helped us grow, is people know that we are about service and we are about taking care of people, because that's the job that we're hired to do. You're in a tough situation, we're here to help you out. It takes people with a good heart. And so I would say, for our crew, because of the personalities, type of people we are, it makes things a lot easier for working with each other and helping each other out.
I'm Christy. I work with Grand Valley Towing as a dispatcher. I've been here 2.5 years. How I deal with upset customers is stay calm. The more calm I stay, the better outcome we can come up with. Most challenging would be during snowstorms and the calls coming in, the high call volume during a snowstorm. The most rewarding part is working with Seth and Steve and the guys. Seth and Steve make it really a family atmosphere. They like to have a good time, include us in parties that they throw at their cabin, or going out to dinner. I love working here. I do. I never thought I'd find a job that I loved so much.
I wish I would have known when we started this company that hiring good employees is very, very difficult. I currently have a great staff. My people are amazing. Every single one of them are great. We couldn't do our business without them. But you have to weed through a lot of employees, a lot of faces to find the good ones. I never would have expected this. It's hard to find people who actually want to work, physically put the labor in. But we still think like it's family. We still operate like a family. My employees, a lot of them, they come out to the house. We have dinner together, and they come up to the cottage, and we go on the sand dunes, and we have cookouts, and we try to keep it as a family atmosphere. Not that everybody's going to join in, but we have a really good crew right now with good people. My wife, she answered the phone for a couple years. My youngest boy, Dallin, and my youngest daughter, Lady, neither of them at this point, because they're younger, have really no interest in the towing company, which is okay. Not everybody wants their kids getting in the towing business. It's a very, very difficult business.
My name is Dallin. Lady. I'm 11.
I'm 5.
My dad runs the business and kind of owns it. When he dispatches at home, we have to be quiet so they don't hear background noises.
I help Dad clean trucks.
With Dallin, I mean, everybody always asks if he's going to take it over someday, but I think he has some similar interests, but I think he has very different interests as well. So I don't know that I see him taking over the company at that point. And if it's Seth, by then totally taking it over and on his own, I'm sure he'll be doing that by then.
My name is Aaron Lippert. I'm with Zips Truck Equipment. Grand Valley's been a customer with Zips since before I started with Zips, but they've been my customer for about 3 years now. My relationship with Grand Valley started off where I was just out doing cold calls and meeting people like I did so much for the first year and a half at Zips. I stopped in the office one day and started talking to Steve at the desk and let him know who I was and that I was here for him, and we've grown from there. So
we purchased our first truck from Zips, 2014, I believe, and then we bought 2 more from Zips shortly after that. Zips took a risk on me. My credit score was a little low. Some banks would not approve me for a loan. Zips went ahead and they took us on, like they didn't ask any questions. Sold us trucks, we financed it through them. We didn't buy new trucks from Zips. We bought 3 used ones. Once we were able to have our feet on the ground financially, we started building some trucks through Zips. We built a wheel lift truck, a couple different several flatbeds. I think we have 6 flatbeds into them now. Aaron a lot of times I just let Aaron take the build and do what he wants with it. I don't always question everything. He does a great job for us. He knows what I like. He knows what I want on my trucks. I don't want too much. I don't want to spend a crazy amount of money on extras, because in Michigan trucks get beat up and all the extras just get broken. They stop looking good after a couple years. But Aaron takes the build and he does kind of what he knows I want him to do. Which is another reason that we buy from Zips.
that was how I started selling trucks to Steve and Seth, to Grand Valley, was with the car carriers. We had some available, and I sold them an F650 that I actually drove out to Iowa to pick up for them because they wanted it before Easter. And so I drove out, and I drove it home on Easter Sunday, delivered it on Easter Sunday a couple of years ago. So that was just kind of showing my effort in the relationship, and it kind of grew from there to a few internationals and a Ram, and now the 16 ton. So, like with their other trucks, I kind of get free reign on what to put on them. I just bounce it off them, and they approve it, and we go forward. But Steve and Seth had been talking to me for a while now about starting to get into the heavier trucks, and they wanted to start out with the 16 ton, and they gave me kind of full reign on what to do with it, and I bounced some things off of them. It was originally supposed to be built at Miller, and then it ended up being a Zips build because they wanted some custom stuff done to it. So it turned out all right, pretty sharp, and it's 2024 International MV extended cab, and with the Vulcan V30 back end. And the most unique thing about it is we took the Vulcan V30 scoops off and we put on the Century L arms for them. So we added the undermount dolly systems. We added the Vulcan pylon, so it included the winged lights there, which really stand out. It really makes you know, hey, this is a Vulcan product, a Miller product.
One of the things that I like about Aaron from Zips is him and I communicate really well. I don't want somebody to tell me what I want to hear. I want people to tell me what it really is, not just what I want to hear. You know, I have stiff shoulders, I can handle it. Aaron, you know, there was a mistake made on a build one time. Aaron called me up and said, hey, we made a mistake here. This is what's going on. We got a delay or whatever it was. That's what I want out of a salesman. I want someone to be honest with me and not just, you know, not tell me what I want to hear. Tell me what the truth is. Tell me how I really feel, for lack of better words. You know, that's the way I want things handled, and Aaron does a good job with that.
I've built a really good relationship with them, really good friendship with them, and I love watching them grow. You know, their story's awesome from how they started, and to turn into what they turned into today now with, I believe, 18 trucks and And to be a part of that story, to be able to help them in their journey is ultimately why I love doing what I do for Zips AW Drag. I'd like to thank Seth and Steve for for their continued business with us and just their friendship. They really are a great customer for us, and I appreciate everything that they put in my hands to do for their company.
I think Grand Valley is different than other companies. Well, one, it's a family-owned business. It very much has always been like my dad and Seth leading the charge. But I think just their care for people is very different. And so I think like that's what sets Grand Valley apart, is just their heart for people is like, that's always first, in my experience, like taking care of people first and then figuring everything else out after. And I truly think that's what sets Grand Valley apart from everyone else. I'm very proud of my dad and my brother for being able to build this business and get it to the point where it's at. And I think they're the most resilient, hardworking men I've ever met. And they've taught me what hard work like truly is, and like how to dig down deep even when you don't want to, and continue to work really hard because it always pays off in the end. And even though I live so far away and I'm not like close and seeing the day-to-day, like that resonates and continues to flow to me even though I don't live there. So I'm just very proud of them and I love them a lot.
I think they're both pretty strong leaders, and it's a different industry to be in. Like I tell everybody, like, to be in this, I mean, you definitely have to have an edge and be pretty tough. So they both have tough edge to them to be able to run a company and a business like this.
My long-term goal is to focus on the heavy end of the business and the equipment transport. That's where I want to grow our company at. Still continue to do the towing side of things, but move in a little different, covering different aspects of the company.
10 years from now, I hope I can let my dad retire and enjoy life outside of the business, because even though he doesn't drive anymore, he still has a big role in it. He does work a lot, not as much as he used to, which is okay. It's time for him to slow down and me to take more of the reins. But yeah, hopefully him slow down. I'd love to expand more, buy some smaller companies in different areas, just explore and keep on growing.
I see Seth expanding. I would love for him to expand it to wherever I am. So a Michigan company, a Tennessee company, just everywhere. I honestly see him expanding though, all across like the Midwest. I totally see potential in like them being able to push it to like Illinois, Indiana, Wisconsin, like that whole Midwest area, because I think there's a lot of like growth potential with the relationships that they already have to be able to continue building outward. So yeah, I just see it continuing to get bigger and better and creating like even more healthy structures and building out the team.
The most rewarding aspect is everywhere I go, somebody knows me, or every day I get a compliment of how clean our truck is. Everybody's always like, I saw 7 of your trucks today. You guys are doing so good. And it's super rewarding to hear that, because obviously sometimes all you hear is the negative or the bad, and so you got to reward your drivers and your employees, and you just have to remind them that, we're doing good.